YouTubers, welcome back for another adventure. You are looking at the Kawasaki Bayou 220. I picked this up for $375 and I want to get it out for a ride, but there are a few things that have to happen first. First of all, you guys can see the recoil has no rope in it, so I'm just gonna pull that off and I'll show you what I'm up to. The carburetor, this has Mikuni on it. Obviously I already loosened that. I don't particularly care for Mikuni carburetors at all, and I really don't like the clone version of them. It's just they're very hard to get tuned up, cleaned up, and all that kind of stuff. I don't much care for this plunger apparatus. So it actually looks like a halfway decent made Mikuni clone, but what I want to do is replace this with a PZ27 keypin. I like those a lot better. So let me get that recoil loose. This is loose. We'll get it inside. We'll get those inside and redo it. It's like windy as heck today. Yesterday we had earthquakes and record winds and all kinds of stuff blowing my cord around. So I also have to clean all that mess up. But let's get started on this. I want to make the PZ27 adapter. I normally use this is an 1.25" cap, and then I can, bolt it right on there so it doesn't move around as I'm trying to solder it. Unfortunately, the cap is just a little too big. You could see that, and it doesn't slide in. I guess if I really greased it up, I might be able to kind of wedge it into the intake manifold, but I'm really afraid of splitting it. So I found this other fitting. It goes inside here, right, and it seems to be just a little smaller, and it slips right into the intake. So I'm going to cut this down and set it up right there. And you bolt the PZ27 into it, slide this in where this flange goes into the intake, and the PZ27 is installed. That easy. Got a little lathe action here. Center. So the intake's ready to go. I just need to smash that on. Next, we got a fool with the recoil starter. So I bought a rope T-handle. These come from eBay. They cost about $9 each. And what I did is I haven't preset the spring or anything. I just laid this here. And what I wanted to do is count the loops, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 when you coil it around like that. So I know that I'm going to have to preload this with 5. This rope is a little longer than it needs to be, and sometimes when they're too long they don't completely wind up, so one needs to be cognizant of that. So now that I know I have to preload it with 5, there's a couple of things you need to check, right? As you pull this out, this folds this way, which goes against the spring, and you can see it springs back. That means that's all hooked up. I pre-loosen this, right? So this has everything it needs in there. You could see the dog, right? You could see the spring. And what the spring does is it makes it so that as you pull this over, right, it pushes the dog out, which grabs the starter basket on the crank, and when you recoil it, it pushes the dog back in. You want to make sure the dog runs free, because if not, picture all that horsepower of your motor spinning somewhere around 5,000 RPM, getting its, power on these things. It'll tear them right on up. So, given all that works beautifully, you notice some white material on this. I put a couple of spins of white Teflon pipe. You put it around pipe threads to make it seal. So thread sealant, I guess we could call it, Teflon tape, it's also known as. So I put that on the thread so that the bolt goes on and stays put. Because once again, picture that basket spinning around in here and this stuff getting loose within that basket as you're wide open pulling a hill or something, right? The results will be disastrous. You'll end up gutting your starter, turning all this into plastic dust, metal dust, and then you'll realize how hard it is to get the parts. So, how do I do this? Let me put the basket back together and then I'll show you. So, I preloaded this with 5 spins, right? Line this up with this hole here. Notice the ends of the recoil cord are kind of melted down and pointy. I did that on purpose because it makes it very easy to, when that's aligned to here, to poke it through, feed it out this hole, right? Obviously you put a knot in this side, right? You pull the line through with the preload on it. Make sure you have a knot in this side and then gently let it wind back up. And now I could see there's tension on it, all the rope fit. I prefer if there's a little extra rope and it will go in there, extra starter cord, let it go in there. Because just in case it breaks, and typically it breaks on the end by the recoil handle, right? You could kind of get, cut the rope back, put the handle back on, still have plenty of string to pull with, and get yourself perhaps out of a bind. So here we are. All I have left to do is put the handle on, obviously, and shorten this up, right? When I pull it through, this will drag through, but, get a better knot on it and do all that. And life is good. This is tight. Notice once again the Teflon tape to make sure it doesn't unwind itself, and the recoil is about done. So I think this thing is all set up for a cold start and run. You kind of see through here the PZ27's on there, though it's a little looser in the boot than I would like to see. You guys could see I got my little gas tank, my portable CDI box, right? This wire on the all-terrain vehicle goes to the pulse generator, and you can see the blue goes to the red, the black goes to ground. I got the ground for the coil here, spark plug wire on, and I think that's good enough. Maybe not, we'll find out pretty quickly. Right, that's the starting solenoid. So let me get the tripod. I think I could show you guys a cold start. I keep seeing spots on the ground. I want to just make sure I'm not leaking gas, right? Once again, that carburetor seems to be a little dubious there, and leaking gas could lead to a tragedy. It's nothing worse than setting yourself ablaze. Okay, I think people could see everything. Just quickly, this is a cold start, right? Let's see. Choke on. CDI box on. I guess she should fire right up. The other side is okay. I'm going to tighten that spark plug up before it gets into trouble. Yeah, the idle's coming up. A lot of times that happens as the engine kind of loosens itself up. I'll probably turn that down a little. Not bad. We are getting some smoke here. I don't know if it's just burning off. I don't know, would you guys consider that enough smoke to worry about? Anyway, let me strap on the GoPro. We'll get this thing out for a ride. Well, it seems that I lost the seat somewhere, and I didn't put air in the tires, but we'll give it our best shot. I assume the shifting pattern is down. No, up. Oh boy, the alignment is horrible on this thing. My neighbor's gonna complain. looks like the smoke's over. That's good. Other than making a racket, she seems to be in nice shape. This new portable CDI box I put together, by the way, it really is the best. It's my favorite. I ordered from that eBay listing I showed you. I ordered the DC CDI units, modules. I ordered it from that listing, and the timing appears to be really, really nice. Perhaps a tad toward the late stage, which is why it hesitates a little bit. That might be the cause of the hesitation. But she starts up without kicking back, and these Kawasaki's are known in the OEM CDI box for being a little bit advanced. So having it a little bit retarded is better for starting. It makes them a lot easier to start. They don't kick back hard and beat up on the starter and the recoil. There we are. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think it ran a little bit long. Please remember to keep your feet down, your heads up, and make sure you get out and enjoy each and every day, especially when it's a beautiful one like this, right? Hopefully folks are have some clear sky, and you're located and want to look at the eclipse, you can. And if you don't want to look at the eclipse, just turn on the TV. It seems that they're covering it 24/7 on the news. Not like anything else is going on, I guess. Anyway, once again, feet down, heads up, get out and enjoy each and every day. You don't know how many you're going to get, so have some fun. Bye now.